Hi, this is Harsha Venkatesh from Dwaith Funds. I'll talk a little bit about an interesting sector which we alluded in our recent newsletter, that is pharmaceuticals. See, in a market environment where dollar is appreciating quite rapidly, and what used to be 80 rupees to a dollar or 85 rupees to a dollar a year, 2 years back, today it is 95 and upward. So there is a lot of concern, and I thought why not talk a little bit about one sector which would probably benefit by a weak rupee, because there is a lot of export potential for this product, which is pharmaceuticals. Pharmaceuticals is something which is a very small percentage of the overall Indian stock market today. It's roughly around 4 to 5%. Exact number typically varies, but if you look at the latest Nifty 50 fact sheet, probably healthcare is roughly around 4 to 5%. Who are the guys who are making these pharmaceuticals? These are API producers. APIs is nothing but active pharmaceutical ingredients which goes into your medicine. Then there are formulations players, drug discovery companies, vaccine development, generics, branded products, so on and so forth. Those are all things which come under pharmaceutical sector within India. One thing to note, which I'm pretty sure not many would know, is roughly 20% of the world generic supply comes from India. That's 1 out of 5 pills anyone pops in the world, generic medicine, that would come from India. And typically 1 out of 2 pills which are popped in the US are made in India. So if anyone is buying a standard medicine over the counter, chances are 1 out of 2 will be made in India. And roughly 70% of the vaccines worldwide are made in India. So Serum Institute is probably one of the world's largest vaccine producers. And there are also a lot of India-based development which are happening from companies which are based outside of India. A J&J, an AstraZeneca, Pfizer, so on and so forth, have their own India arm as well, which does a lot of the development. What exactly am I getting at? See, India is becoming a very fast global powerhouse in pharma. So nobody can stop India from becoming a large player, even larger player in pharma from wherever we are today. Large Indian companies are, coming up across the supply chain. It's not just purely generics or formulations. Even in areas like where you're doing research, where you're doing CDMO, where you're doing biologics, there are companies which are propping up in India. Sooner or later, we will have large companies from India in this sector as well. So China is today around 3 times India in terms of the pharma market size. But India is fast catching up, and a lot of the pharma companies in India, even if you look at the large pharma names, Sun Pharma, Torrent Pharma, Cipla, Dr. Reddy's Lab, so on and so forth, are much smaller in global terms. Though there are big names within India, if I have to just give you an example, what is the world's largest pharma company? Largest pharma company is Eli Lilly. Eli Lilly is valued at $860 billion. But a Sun Pharma is valued at less than $50 billion, $45 billion. The 10th largest company by market cap in the world, that's Gilead Sciences. That is valued at $163 billion. You can see that India has a long way to go to catch up with these large companies. But what is the Indian approach? See, the Indian approach is very simple. Jeff Bezos, when he started Amazon, he said, as long as he looked at any other company out there which had large margins, he said, your margin is my opportunity. If you are having a 40-50% margin, I am going to provide a cheaper product and I am going to capture your market by offering products or services at a lower margin. That's the reason he said, your margin is my opportunity. See, Indian Pharma's approach is very similar. Indian Pharma, what they are saying, your margin, the margin you have on patent protected pharma product from a Pfizer, a J&J, AstraZeneca, whatever company, that is my opportunity. And is this going to pan out in a large way in the next 10-20 years? Let's quickly take a look why that will happen. See, there used to be a long period of patent which the US government used to award initially. For example, if a company produced a drug, they would likely get a very long patent life cycle. So that got cut during the 1970s. They said 1970s, hey, a lot of the drug discovery is happening on US government money. The government is providing money and you're having drug discovery, and then you are enjoying the patent protection for the next 30, 40, 50 years. That's not correct for the patients. So I said your patent period is 20 years. So from the time you're really starting off, you have 20 years for you to collect whatever premium you can for the patent you are awarded. What does that mean? Let's say any therapy, it goes through the trials, it comes out in the market. That normally takes around 7-8 years. So let's say there is 8 years. Post 8 years, you have another 12 years for the next 20 years to complete your patent period. So for the next 12 years, you enjoy a good pricing. So which is why a Pfizer, for example, or a AstraZeneca, for example, can charge a lot for the patented product they provide in the market. You have to note that there is a huge amount of cliff which will happen in the next 4 to 5 years. Roughly the amount of patent ending products, if you have to calculate that from 2026, is roughly around $230 to $250 billion. So that's the amount of opportunity you have for an Indian generics maker to take advantage of. So as I said, the entire market cap of Sun Pharma today is like $45 billion. You have roughly around $250 billion of patent expiring products which are coming out. So I'm pretty sure a lot of Indian pharma companies are going to take advantage of that. And a weak rupee would help. How, you may ask? Hey, if you're manufacturing here in India, let's say the drug, the cost is just 100 rupees. You're able to sell that in the US. Let's say if you're selling it at 150 rupees. So since the dollar to rupee ratio is now increasing because rupee is now losing its value against dollar, you can be even more cheaper in the US. So even if you are selling at 150 rupees, you are probably selling at $1.5, $1.6. Previously, you would have sold at $1.6, $1.7. So all I am trying to do is give a very basic example. So that is the reason a lot of Indian pharma guys will start getting advantage. So how do you look at this whole market? So I would say you have to look at good companies which are in the area of CDMO, CRO, API development, all of these where you're not overpaying for the company. Let's say if they are available at 10 to 20 times earnings. It's a very good period to accumulate and buy those companies. So all I would say is not everything is bad. There are some sectors which will benefit from a weak rupee to dollar. Let's put it that way. I would say happy investing and continue to look at the longer term instead of just focusing on the headlines in the market. Thank you.